your brain will absolutely murder, I know it's a harsh word, will murder your success if you let it. And I want to talk today about how to keep your brain from killing your dreams and killing your success. Now, the easiest way for me to start talking about this is to give you an example. So I was out the other day with two friends of mine, and I saw a girl walk by that I thought was very attractive. So I said something to her to approach her as she was walking by. She smiled. She kept walking by. No problem. We went to another venue, and I actually saw the same girl there. Now, this time I saw her again, and as she was walking by, I had approached her again. This time she stopped. We talked for a minute, a little bit of back and forth. She had went inside. When she came back out, she came over to me. We talked for another few minutes. It went well. We flirted a little bit. And she said, look, I'm here with my friends. I'm going to go back over to their table. And then she said, you can come over if you want later. I let her go. I stayed with my friends. After a few minutes, my friends wanted to go to another place. And I still wanted to talk to this girl. Okay, I liked her. She was attractive and we got along. But what I noticed was now she was, 100 feet away in a crowded place, sitting down at a picnic table with her friends. And now I knew logically that, okay, I like this girl, go over there, talk to her. But immediately, my brain started to self-sabotage. My brain started to say to myself, okay, well, you're just going to go sit with them? Is there even a spot for you to sit? What if her friends don't want you to sit there, right? She might even be pissed off that you came back over. You may be interrupting her, this and that. And all of these little excuses and this self-sabotaging started to happen. And now for me, I've been doing this for a very long time. And what I've actually done and what I want to encourage you to do, and that's the reason why I'm recording this video, is what I've been able to do is learn the ability to override those excuses, those self-defeating things, those rationalizations, which actually your brain comes up with to keep you safe. Now, it's a weird dynamic that your brain has, because on one hand, sure, your brain says, okay, there's a nice, attractive woman. We'd like to meet her, right? But then on the other hand, your brain doesn't want you to fail. Your brain doesn't want you to get embarrassed, because your brain wants to protect you from, if that happened, maybe you'd feel really bad about it. And whatever it may be, your brain kicks in these excuses. It kicks in fear. It kicks in these emotions to keep you from doing what you know you should do all along. And you have to develop the ability to go for what you really want, despite what your brain says, despite the excuses in the moment. It's such a key, critical skill to develop, not only to be more successful with women, but to be more successful in life in general. Almost anything that's new, almost anything that is going to be a little intimidating, you're going to have those excuses, you're going to have that fear, you're going to have almost a wall that is between you and the thing that you want. And you have to develop the ability to either climb over that wall or break it down. I used the analogy once when I was writing a post that, during my journey of getting better with women, there were so many things I was afraid of. Just the fact of going to a bar, a crowded bar, to talk to women. I never drank alcohol. I still have never. And it's something that I'm not into. I have no problem with other people doing it, but for me, it's something that I have no interest in. So just going to a place where people were drinking alcohol, I was super nervous. I remember up to 3 days before I'd go to a bar to go and work on my social skills and talk and meet women, I would be nervous for 3 days in anticipation before I went out. That's how nervous I was about doing this. Let alone doing my first approaches. I remember when I would get a girl's number and I'd send her a text message, my heart was beating out of my chest, all the way to going on dates and, all the other stuff that comes after, and kissing a girl and escalating and whatever else not, right? All these things made me nervous, but very early on, I learned that there was going to be excuses, there was going to be nerves, but I had to attack those excuses. I had to attack those nerves and know that if I let those excuses, if I let those things hold me back, I would never taste the success that I wanted in my life. This is such a huge lesson. You know, this whole YouTube channel of mine is turning into the lessons that I've learned in my life the hard way that I wish somebody would have taught me back in the day. And one of the most important lessons that I learned is to act according to the plan and act according to what you really want, despite the excuses and the emotions that your brain comes up with to sabotage you. In a moment when you're going for something, you can't trust your instant rationale that your brain tries to come up with. You can only trust the truth of what you really want deep down inside. It's almost like sifting through all the, and it's tough, man, because the excuses are there, the emotions are there, but you have to like weed all that stuff out and say, this is the path and I'm going to walk it anyway. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other despite all the reasons not to, despite all the fear, despite how I feel right now, and I'm going to move forward towards what I really want. Let's talk about that critical moment, and definitely comes up with dating a lot and meeting women, and it may come up with career and a lot of other things as well too. Let's talk about that critical moment. So you have a desire for something. That's the first part. After having the desire, the next logical step is to go forward. But then what happens is you start doubting your decision to go forward. And you say, well, maybe this scenario will play out and it won't work. Maybe this scenario will play out and it won't work. You know, your brain's instinct is to play out all the scenarios to try to make things as safe for you as possible. But the next step is the most important step, and it's sifting and weeding out, like I said, weeding out all those excuses and all those things that your brain is coming up with and all those scenarios, pushing those all to the side, and then proceeding according to plan, despite what your brain says, despite how you feel, going forward and taking action. If you can develop that ability to override your brain's attempt at really murdering your success, if you can develop the ability to override that, you're guaranteed to have success. There's no way around it. You know, even for everything, man, it happens with all stuff. You know, even for me starting to record this YouTube channel, I was like, you know, I have a message, and you know, I have a lot of things that I've learned. And yeah, I teach people on boot camps, and I've written books and articles and all this other stuff too. But I want to start recording videos, and I want to get my message out to more people, you know, and help more and really broaden my reach, right? And that's a clear-cut mission, right? It sounds fantastic. It's something I was really excited and passionate about. But a lot of excuses came up, you know, even excuses of, oh, look, I'm using this microphone today, and it looks, I couldn't get it to sit right today, so now I have to clip it on my shirt. That looks retarded. Okay, so now people are going to comment and say how stupid my microphone looks, right? Or maybe my video quality isn't good enough. Or, you know, maybe I should research more and find out more about how to record the video. Maybe I should find out more about how YouTube works. And well, what if I put this thing out and it doesn't work? Or what if I put this out and people don't like it? Or what if I do this? And all of these stupid ass excuses come up in your brain. Your brain just likes to rationalize and make meaning and put all these excuses up. But you have to push all those dumb excuses aside and say, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I really want this. This is a purpose, and this is what I want to go for. And you have to stay strong on what you want. And all the excuses, you just got to say, okay, they're there. Those scenarios may work, that may not work out. You know, they may go that way, but I'm going to just let that be. Take a risk, you know. A good quote I heard the other day was, take a leap of faith and life will cast you a net. We don't always know how things are going to play out, but we have to develop the ability to push those excuses, push that rationale, push all those scenarios out of the way, and take the action and go towards what we want. Because if we don't, we're never going to get the success that we crave in our lives. If you thought about it, you probably couldn't think of one successful person, especially somebody really big who's made a difference. You probably couldn't think of one person who many times has had to, you know, push all those doubts and push all of those scenarios and push all of that fear and push all those things out of the way and proceed according to what they truly felt they needed to do in their heart. I believe everybody who's had success had to do that. I encourage you to do it as well too. And if you could take that tip, don't let your brain murder your success. Override those excuses, move forward towards your goals, and live the life that you really want.